guys, it's Laura. Today I'm going to be doing my top 10 YA contemporary reads that are my favorites, and I want to show you guys them because I know a lot of you guys are looking for good contemporary books to read, and I did do a contemporary book video, which I'll leave below, about my top 10 favorite contemporaries, but a lot, meaning like 80% of that video was new adult books. So I wanted to make it more for younger viewers, so this is going to be more of the YA books. Of course, older people may enjoy these books too, but I just wanted to get them in the YA genre to let you guys know which ones are my favorites and all that. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about what each one's about because you probably don't want to watch me talk about 10 books. So I'm just going to kind of give you a brief overview and just kind of talk about it for a little bit. So I'm just going to show you guys and start with the first book is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. This is a book I read in middle school and I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorites. I will always love this book. It's about a boy named Pony Boy, and he lives with his brothers, and he has this big group of friends, and it's kind of like a conflict between the Socs and the Greasers. If you want more information on that, you can look that up because I don't really know how to explain this very well, but there's like big conflicts in this, and it's very, very good. I really like it. This is also good if you're looking for a contemporary that doesn't really deal with romance, because a lot of these are romancy contemporaries, but this one doesn't really deal with romance, so if you enjoy that. 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. I read this in middle school as well, and I really, really liked it. It was one of the first books that really got me into reading a bunch of books every week, and I really, really liked this. This is about a boy, I think his name's Clay, and he receives this box full of cassette tapes at his door, and they're all cassette tapes of this girl named Hannah that recently committed suicide. That of her talking about the 13 reasons why she may have committed suicide, the 13 people that influenced her to commit suicide, and he used to have a crush on her, so it deals with that, and he listens to all the tapes, and it's a really, really good book. It's kind of dark and sad, but it's really, really good and worth the read. Next is one of my favorite books ever in the YA genre, and that is Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Anna and the French Kiss. If not, this is the second in the two. There's like Anna and the French Kiss, and then Lola and the Boy Next Door, and then Isla and the Happily Ever After, I think comes out in September or something, and they're all like romancy, cute little books. I love Stephanie Perkins' writing style. It's very, very good, and I love this book because I love Lola. I really related to Lola a ton. I think if I had to say like a book that I related to the character the most, I would definitely say Lola. I really, really like this story. It's a love story. So yeah, if you want more information, again, look it up, but it's really, really good. Next is Just One Day by Gayle Forman. I'm sure this is pretty popular on BookTube, I think, so a lot of you may have heard of this, but it's a very, very good book about a girl. Her name's Allison, and she is going, before the summer she starts college, on vacation, and she meets this boy there, and they only have one day together, and they spend the one day, and then she leaves and goes home. Ow. She leaves and goes home, and then she's like, oh, I wonder what's with this guy, blah, blah. And it's like over the time, and she like, yeah, she finds herself. It's very good. It's like a nice coming of age story. I think the character development in this one is flawless, and it's just really great read. I haven't read Just One Year. If you guys have read this and you read Just One Year, let me know if I should read Just One Year. I don't know. Let me know. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this book before, and it is Eleanor in Park by Rainbow Rowell. I absolutely love this book, guys. It was so, so good. It was super cute. It was romancy, but it also had a nice like aspect that wasn't so much romancy, and it kind of dealt with more serious subjects, which I really, really loved, and Rainbow Rowell's writing is amazing. I really love this book. I have not read Fangirl yet. If you know Rainbow Rowell, she has a book called Fangirl. I own it. It's on my bookshelf. I just haven't gotten around to reading it yet, but I definitely will. But this one I definitely recommend to anybody. The next two books you've probably heard of, and that would be The Fault in Our Stars and Looking for Alaska by John Green. These books are fantastic. If you've not read any John Green books, these are my two favorites. They're probably the most popular. Will Grace and Will Grace and Abundance of Catherines, Paper Towns, and Let Us Know are all fabulous, but these two are my favorites. My favorite is Looking for Alaska. So yeah, if you haven't read John Green books, like, again, I don't really know what you're doing with your life. If you haven't read them, like, just go read them, okay? Next book I'm going to talk about is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. I have to say, out of any book I've ever read, this book just made me laugh like so much. It was very lighthearted, but it did deal with some serious stuff in it, and it was just so funny. I really loved this book. I read it in one night, and I just got a really good kick out of it, and it's like a really light read. If you're like in a reading slump or something, I think this would be a really great one to pick up. I had always seen this at the bookstore, and I was like, it looks kind of stupid, but then I gave it a try, and loved it. So yeah, this is about a girl named Bianca, and a boy kind of calls her the Duff, which is the designated ugly fat friend, and then it kind of sticks with her, and she goes around thinking like, am I really like the designated ugly fat friend and stuff, and she kind of learns a lot about herself and about the other people around her, and deals with a couple things in the process. But it's a very, very good book. Again, a really light read. Again, I read this in a day, so I'm sure you can pick picked this one up and it's very nice. So next book is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. I really enjoyed this book. It is about a girl named Samantha who lives next door to this huge family and this one boy named Jace. She meets one day and she's always been like told by her mother not to talk to those people because they just always leave toys on their lawn and they're just like a huge family, and her mother is very proper and she's like the mayor or something, or she's like running for like an election in the town, and she's very like posh and she's like clean freak and just very anal about everything and how everything has to go and who Samantha and her sister hang out with and how they live their lives and stuff. And Samantha's kind of sick of that and she doesn't really want to be like her mother anymore, so she kind of starts talking to Jace and they become friends, and a lot of really good stuff happens in this book. There's a big twist in it too, and it's got really great family aspects in the book, so it's not just romance, it's got family and it's got craziness, and it's a really good book. And again, Huntley Fitzpatrick is a really good writer, so I really like this book. There's a lot of characters that I got really attached to reading this one, so I really like it. And the last book, and the most recent one that I've read, is actually Forget You by Jennifer Echols, or Echols. A lot of you might have heard of her book called Going Too Far. I own it. I have not read it yet. This is my second book that I've read by Jennifer Echols, and I loved this book so much. It's about a girl, and her name's Zoe, and she gets in a car accident one night, and she can't remember anything that happened in the car accident. She can't remember what happened before it, and she's very confused because she wakes up the next day and people have changed, like, and she's like, what's going on? Like, I don't remember anything, and she doesn't want to admit to her father that she can't remember anything because he'll think she's crazy, like he thinks her mother's crazy who tried to commit suicide in the previous week. So she doesn't really want to deal with that, so she has to kind of piece together all the puzzle pieces of why she can't remember it. She's trying to figure out, like, by talking to different people, like, okay, so if this happened and this must have happened. She's kind of pieced together what happened in the accident and how it went about. So it's very good. It's kind of mysterious, and it's also a romance, so it's very cute. As you can tell, it's obviously a romance, but I really like this one. So those are all of the books that I recommend for you. I obviously have way more young adult contemporary because it's basically all I read. I don't really read sci-fi or stuff like that. I mean, dystopian and stuff. I don't really know, like, if you have dystopian and sci-fi-ish type of books, YA or adult, whatever, and you want to recommend them to me, please do, because I really don't read enough of that stuff. I know everybody on BookTube does, and I'm just like over here like contemporary. So if you have any recommendations for me, I would be so thrilled to hear those. But yeah, if you have any questions about any of these books or any other stuff, if you have any of your favorite YA contemporary reads or any books recommendations, I love book recommendations, leave them below. If you have any questions, again, you can leave that down. I'm speaking gibberish. If you have any other questions or comments that you want to ask me, you can leave that down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!